My friend Beverly is here. Do we call you Bev or Beverly? Because I call you Bev. It's up to you.
That's fine. No, Bev's fine.
Bev.
Yeah.
Now,
fine.
do you actually run the suicide hotline also? Is that
No, well, actually, I work for Kingsview, and I'm the executive director of telepsychiatry, but I am a volunteer on the Central Valley Suicide Prevention Hotline.
What is that number?
The number is 1-888-506-5991. And it's available 24 hours a day,
Awesome.
7 days a week.
Awesome.
We have clinical people working the line as well as volunteers. We're multilingual. We're culturally competent and aware.
Mental Health Month, by the way.
It is Mental Health Month, and we it's free, confidential, and we're there to help people, to listen to them, to talk them through. Since we began over 2 years ago, and we've been going 24 hours a day now for 18 months, we have helped over 20,000 people who have called, and we have done over 110 active rescues.
That's a lot.
And an active rescue is where someone's in the throes of completing suicide.
Right.
They could be taking pills, they could have a gun, they could get ready to jump
While
off
they're
a
on the
bridge.
phone calling you.
Yes, and we take
Wow.
those calls, and we talk to them and ask them, and we get them to a place where they're safe. Sometimes we have to call the authorities.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is it active rescue where you try to talk them out of it on the phone, or do you actually try to trace them and track them down and save them?
Well, we have several protocols, and we have something called assist training, and so people have been trained. And you talk to the person and find out what they're dealing with, what's in front of them. Because a lot of people feel that they are in an insurmountable position, and this is the only way out. And we get them a safety plan. Yes, occasionally we have to talk to them, ask them where they are, connect with that person. And once we've connected with them, on occasion we will have to call the authorities to come in and help rescue them. But we get them a safety plan. We follow up 24 hours later if they give us the number to call, or they can call back in. And we get them the services they need. It could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be domestic violence.
Sure.
It could be
that drives them to commit suicide.
And we have people calling in who have lost a job, especially in the economic crises of right now.
Yes.
And what's happening, we're having people who may be farmers, and they're facing, the loss of their business, and so they become suicidal. Oh, the drought's had a huge impact locally on how people are dealing with their mental health issues. Yeah, very sad.
Because they're losing their land, all this stuff, like water makes, fruit and vegetables grow, and then all of a sudden they're losing their land, and then they get depressed. And with mental health, is it hereditary if a father, grandfather, a mother has depression or bipolarism? Is that handed down to the next one? How does that work?
Some mental health diseases are genetic or do have a genetic side to them, and some don't. Some can be environmental. So it just depends. Alcoholism, there's a higher chance you'll be an alcoholic if you come from an alcoholic family. That tends to run true.
Because sometimes I heard it skips. It could skip a generation. I don't know where I heard that from.
I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I couldn't answer that question.
Yeah.
We can have Dr. Cruz come on and answer that one of these days.
Dr. Cruz, that sounds so familiar.
Dr. Herbert Cruz. He's our mental health director.
Yes. And he's very good. I've heard good things.
But we have, some people not only have a mental health issue.
Yes.
They have something called co-occurring. So they may be bipolar, they may be slightly depressed, and they also may use drugs and alcohol. That's called a co-occurring disease.
And they think that they can mend their problems with drugs and alcohol, but it makes them even more daring, let's just say, or even more depressed, right?
Yeah, it can. It can absolutely contribute to an increase in depression if they are drinking a lot, and certainly taking drugs, whether they're prescribed or street drugs, can have a huge effect on people's behavior.
Painkillers or heroin
a lot of people, unfortunately, in the homeless market, in the homeless situation here in Fresno and in the Valley, do have co-occurring problems, not just mental health, but they may have substance abuse as well.
Wow.
I know.
Well, if you're watching or listening right now, you think you need help, or maybe a family member or a friend that needs help, Ev, give us that number again.
Yeah, call us at the Central Valley Suicide Prevention Hotline. It's 1-888-506-5991. And you can sort of look us up online, or you can look us up through the phone book, and you can find us. And we're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, totally confidential, free, and we will refer you to resources, and we'll help you as much as we can. It's worth the call.
So if someone does call and you do, okay, talk them out of it or send the authorities over and stuff, what is the next step after that? Where do they go?
Well, we have things that we put together that are safety plans, and we get them into help. If they're in domestic violence position, we may get them into Marjorie Mason's Center.
That's what I was thinking, Marjorie Mason.
Alcoholics Anonymous,
yes,
Narcotics
they have to
Anonymous.
escape whoever they're with.
There are a lot of resources here in the Valley.
Yes.
Everything from other charities that will help, to friendship lines, physicians that can help, family practitioners, so all kinds of things out there to help. And just making that call is the first step is admitting you have a problem or referring somebody who you know has a problem, and there's a program called Know the Signs. It's a statewide initiative.
That's what I was going to ask you. If you have a friend that just acting strange, can you tell us any of the signs? Or is that more
yes,
of
not being as open with you, giving things away, becoming withdrawn, doing more alcohol, doing more drugs, not seeming to care about anything, becoming disheveled. These are all really signs. And the statewide campaign, knowthesigns.org, you can go onto that and go through the website, and it shows you what to look for in friends, how to approach them, who to refer them to, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I did hear about the, giving stuff away, becoming withdrawn, just really depressed, or even, talking about Mental Health Month, someone like Robin Williams, let's just say. Wait, he was bipolar, though, wasn't he? Because he was very up, and then when he went down, he crashed.
He had some substance abuse issues as well.
He did?
In life.
Okay.
And when he passed away, I did talk to some people about that. We got a lot of calls on the suicide prevention hotline.
Yes, that's when we had you on the show, because everything in the news was about, here's Robin Williams at the top of his game. He had it all, and why would he do that? And a couple of my friends said, when you're in a dark, deep hole like that, you don't care.
There's a lot of thought that there's no hope, and the thing is, there is always hope.
Yes.
And so when people feel alone, afraid, depressed, the key thing is to reach out. And, if you just make that quick call, we can connect you with someone who can help you.
But do you think, like, people that reach out, they're depressed, but they still want to live because they're reaching out?
I
the ones
think
that
they're
commit
at a
suicide,
point.
it's like they don't care and they just do it. It's horrible.
Yep, once they're gone, they're gone. And then once they've tried once, there's a higher incident of them trying again. And suicide ideation.
So what are the statistics of that, trying again and again?
Several people, they might try one or two times. A lot of times when someone says someone passed, they had a drug overdose, they didn't take the right meds, so on and so forth, it's been suicide. I think it's very misdiagnosed. It's the only avoidable death.
Like Whitney Houston.
Yep.
You know how she loved her whatever, painkillers to meth to whatever, and she ends up in a bathtub. I often wonder, like with her and her daughter, did her daughter ever die, or is she still in a coma?
I think she's still in a coma, but someone the other day, there was something on the news that said she was showing some signs of coming back out of that coma. But given the medical reports on the television, if she comes out, I highly doubt she'll be able to function.
Normal or function. But sometimes with like her or Whitney Houston, sometimes I wonder, did you mean to take the drugs and die? Was it a suicide? Or was it an accidental overdose? Sometimes you wonder about that,
it's a question because the statistics are 1 in every 4 people during their lifetime will suffer from some sort of mental disease, whether it's temporary slight depression, overuse of alcohol. 1 in 4. I mean, that's huge.
That is huge.
When you think we have 1 million people living here, that's 250,000 people that at one time or another have battled with something, and then serious mental health issues, there's about 4%.
Wow.
So that's 40,000 people in Fresno County at any given time have a serious mental health issue.
You know what? There is hope. There is
hope.
Beverly, please give us that number again if you think that you need help or a friend or if a family member needs help.
It's 1-888-506-5991. And please call us. We're there to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's totally confidential and it's free.
And how awesome is that? It's a really good thing what you guys are doing. So it's Mental Health Month. It is speech. I can't get it right.
Better Speech and Hearing Month.
Better Speech and Hearing Month. And it was Cinco de Mayo the other day.
Yes, it was.
It was Nurses Week. It's Teacher Appreciation Week and Day. And most and best of all, of course, Happy Mother's Day. Remember to call your mom if she's still around. If she's not, hey, you know what? She's always with her spiritually because she got you here. All right, thanks for watching CentralValleyTalk.com with Mike Briggs and Athena. We'll talk to you next week.